The other day I was at a company called Aerotech in Texas, and I was sitting across the table from Katie Smith, which sounds like a made-up name, but that's really her name. And she had the foulest mouth in the world. She used the C word a lot, and it was really awkward. She was just saying, culture this and culture that. And I stopped her because, a lot of times, and this isn't necessarily true, but when I hear that word a lot at companies, it almost pings to me that you're saying the word a lot to hide the fact that you really don't have a good culture. So I called her on it. I said, well, what are you doing to drive that culture? And she says, you got a minute? And I said, yeah. Okay, great. My next meeting, follow me. And as we're walking, she says, something we like to do here is we like to have surprise promotions. And we're going to promote Robbie today in front of the whole team. And I want you to see how this works. So I'm excited about this. I had her describe Robbie. Robbie's in his mid-20s, kind of tough on the outside, but a heart of gold and a great worker. And so when we get into the room, I just lock in with Robbie because I really want to see him be surprised. And I'm expecting Katie to take the front of the stage, and she doesn't. And all of a sudden, a video comes down out of nowhere, and the lights dim, and it's Katie on the screen. She said, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge Robbie. But rather than take my word for it, I want to hand it off to some people that I know will have a pretty big impact. And the video cut to Robbie's sister and her family. And she said, congratulations, Robbie, on your promotion. And then it cut to Robbie's twin 8-year-old nieces saying, way to go, Uncle Robbie. And then it cut to Robbie's mom, who had a heartfelt and pretty embarrassing story about it. And I looked over at Robbie, and he was a puddle. Tough guy, Robbie. Because for that moment, he was the most important person in the room. And if we are regularly making people around us feel like the most important people in the room, eventually we become the most important people in the room because people are just drawn to that. And we're naturally wired to do that. I have a 3-year-old daughter, and she's got a catchphrase, that's my best. If it's a Barbie doll, that's my best, right? And the other day she looks at me and she goes, Dad, you're my best. And I thought, my goodness, we're naturally wired. And somewhere along the line, some middle school bully, Kevin, takes that out of us.